Hi guys, my name's Albert Tam from Download Silo. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, good day, everybody. Welcome to this session of this Facebook Live on PostMaker. And today we're going to welcome Phil Duffy, from United Kingdom. So Phil, how are you?
Yeah, I'm very good, thank you. Thank you so much for having me on Download Silo. Really appreciate it.
Yeah, we are actually excited to have invited you to come over to our Facebook live session. And before we start, let me do some housekeeping, so that everybody know what to do, especially while some new members might have joined this Facebook live. So guys, as usual, I will project this up. Kindly click this link to show your profile, photo, and name while commenting by clicking the link wave.video/live/Facebook. So please do so if you have not done that. And we hope that everybody can do that before we actually start. So while we are doing that, let me interview Phil for a few minutes, while waiting for other people to come. Phil, I know that you're from United Kingdom. So actually, which city are you from actually?
So I'm between two cities that people may have heard of. So I'm between Bristol and Bath, just down in the kind of southwest of England. Yeah, lived here all my life. Yeah, lovely part of the world.
I see. So you live there all your life. So okay, I was told that you are actually a one-man show, in the development of this postmaker. Can you tell us a little bit about your background, as a founder, especially how do you get about to do this postmaker?
Yeah, perfect. So I've always been a developer, a coder. Yeah, something that from a very young age I always wanted to do. And I kind of worked my way up through different companies being developer. I ended up being a head of development for an international law firm, re-architecting, redesigning their whole platforms. And at that point, I had a little child. My wife wasn't very well at the time. And I thought, hang on, I want some more time to myself. I expect like some of your viewers here. So I wanted to kind of readjust the balance. I actually set off to do a data product initially. So I thought, okay, I'm done with corporate. I want my own time. I started building a data product. And when I was trying to market that, I ended up writing some scripts and some different ways of automating it. So I had lots of different schedulers, but not any of the content to go with it. And I ended up writing some scripts and kind of making those a bit smarter. And kind of in doing that, I ended up building the very first version of PostMaker, and people were more interested in that than the original product. So I started doing that. But I've always been a coder, C#, JavaScript, and I used to do a lot of work in SharePoint, if people have heard of that. So I've even got a Microsoft book with my name on it for SharePoint, but I'm glad I've left that behind.
Yeah, thanks for your introduction. And one question before you actually start the demo, I will actually very curious because there are so many what I call social media content scheduler as well as a creator in the market. So
Yeah.
what do you think? Why do you think that this postmaker will find a niche, or you will get a niche, where people will actually use it?
Yeah, that's a very good, very, very good question. So when I kind of first started writing it, I just wanted a way to scale up what I'd come up with a good post idea and I wanted more from it. And I'm not sure how familiar yourself or some of the viewers are of Spintax.
I
And
see.
this is
I'm
something,
familiar.
and this is something that I really found was a powerful way of kind of repurposing some of the content that I've had. And often when people think of Spintax, they think of kind of taking an article, respinning it for a new version. And that's where kind of a lot of kind of the power in PostMaker comes. Uh, Obviously, things have changed in the last kind of few months, 6 months of AI. But for me, I find that some of the content isn't necessarily in the same voice as I wanted to market my products. So using kind of a bit of a combination allows me to take and scale up those ideas. And what you can also do is We use what we call variables, and I'll talk about that a bit later, is where you can save chunks of content to reuse. And you can actually use those in some quite smart ways if you want to create kind of engagement content or comparisons or something like that. And so kind of the idea of PostMaker is it's really nice to have content that you drip feed over a long period of time. So you've still got maybe some content you go ahead and manually create, but some of the background content, if you do a post every Friday about asking a particular question, PostMaker is brilliant at kind of scaling that out for you, making it very easy.
Okay, so thanks, Phil, for your explanation. So guys, before we actually invite Phil to go to the back end of his app, let me recap, what he's going to do, So basically, he will actually showcase how to scale the social media content creation using a PostMaker. So PostMaker, can help you streamline and enhance your process of creating engaging social content. So PostMaker use advanced content generation techniques such as spin tags, reusable content, to save you time and effort, while producing content in your tone of voice. So you also find inspiration, from content from RSS, website content extraction, and AI. So without further ado, Phil, you can actually share your backend screen so that people know, you can demo it now.
Perfect. So I've just moved you over here, so I might be looking slightly left and right, but let's see if I can share my, let me just share my tab, and hopefully that should come up. Let's have a look. So I don't think it let me share my tab, but hopefully you can see my
Yes, we can see that now.
Okay, perfect. Now, one thing that you might see as I'm doing this is I am definitely a developer and not a marketer. So some of the content ideas that I come up with, you might have a look and go, actually, maybe try this out. But I will show you the core functionality, and then, if there's questions at the end, then we can kind of go through some of that. So the first thing that we'll have a look at is we're just going to create a brand that we can kind of create some content for. So one of the things that we can do here is just when we're adding a brand, you can type in a website and we'll just pull back some of the kind of meta description name if you want to. But I'm just going to create a new, feels dangerous, but I'm going to choose Download Silo as my brand to work with. I'm just going to click create. Okay, so within this brand, we can have multiple campaigns. So we're just going to add a new campaign, and we're going to call this one, what is your business? And one of the important things that I need to talk about with PostMaker is we are not a scheduler, so we do not push this content out to social media for you. The result of using PostMaker is a CSV that you can import into different schedulers. We're possibly looking at some smarter stuff going forwards, but the list we've got at the moment is over 30 different schedulers. If there's any that people can't find on this list, then we can add them pretty quickly. And also some of these might have different fields that are available that they support with their import. But we're just going to choose Publisher for now. And so the campaign is called Your Business. And we're going to go ahead and create our first post. So if we imagine this section here, so this is where you would write out the post. So if we just do very simple, first of all, so what is your, and so we want to say, do you use, and if we put marketing software. Okay, so this is just going to be an incredibly basic idea for a post. If we click on results, and this always just takes a split second to come through. And it's not going to be very exciting because this will just be one post. Okay, cool. So what is your business? Do you use marketing software? So this is where we can use what we call we can use the spin tags. So we could say, instead of what is your business, we could do business or side hustle, or we could use company. This is where I can never spell if I'm doing a demo. Here we've got 3 different options here. So what is your business or side hustle or company? Grammarly's trying to correct my version of side hustle. So now this is kind of 3 different versions of this post. And again, if I come up and have a look at the results, and then this will just show that. So these are the 3, and every time I click generate, it will kind of shuffle them up for you. So we can have a look and see what other things. So instead of to use marketing software, we could say marketing or a CRM. And again, so this is what it will do is for each one of these ones, it will do a version of this. And so I'm trying to think which other ones we do. Let's just stick AI. Let's do social media. And let's do image. So I'm just choosing some random things here. So from this kind of simple post, we've got 15 potential variations that we can create from this. We can also do some smarter things. I'll come over to the variables on the right-hand side later on. We can do some clever things around hashtags. So what we've done, I'll just click this button here, and this just adds a placeholder for us. And down here, we have a field for some different hashtags that we could use. So if I do software, IT, let's do download, silo, tech, marketing, sales, to make something up. And we can say, okay, every time it generates one of these, so every time it generates one of these 15, choose between 1 and 3. And this might depend on which social media network is the end result of this. So some might want more tags, and some you may want fewer. So if I generate this now, it's going to choose between 1 and 3 of those. So this is quite a nice way if people want to be able to test different hashtags against their content. And a lot of what you can do is, when you're writing these, is you can do what I've done, is just kind of swap out individual words, but you can also use this to kind of test for how different people might speak or different target audiences. So you could use this to change different sentences. So you could put, instead of do you use, you could put how important is your. Here we've kind of really quite changed the question that we're asking people. So now we don't have just questions saying whether they use it. We can just say how is important. So that might just change the type of engagement that you're getting from people. Perfect. So here we're up to 30 posts with this. And again, I could press generate and you just see it would be a mix of all of those different options. Down here, so these are some of the fields that we've got specific to Publer. So often they will have a link that you've got available. And what we can do here, I'm just going to go and grab, done that correctly, that should be the download silo. Do one for PostMaker. And then I always find whenever I'm doing this with demos, I end up doing stuff that I've never quite checked beforehand. So, but here, so you could have lots of different links associated, and again, it will generate a different link that might go with it. So you might, try pushing people down a different route or something. But you can see it's randomized that for me. You can also do the same with media URLs. So if there's particular images, you could have a whole set of, and these would be publicly available images. You can put those in here and it'll choose a random one. Again, you can think of, actually, let's try out some different pictures and see which ones work for a particular audience. We also have dynamic images. And essentially what this is doing is this allows us to take some text and it will just generate an image on the fly for it. So if I put the header text is as useful software. So if I just leave it like this, and it's a very bright PostMaker pink, so let's just change it slightly down. Let's just change something like that. So this at the moment would be the same text for every single one that it generates. But what we can do is we can get a bit smarter. So we could have some syntax in here. So you could do something like that. Let's have a quick look at these. And because these are dynamically generated, they can sometimes just take a little while to come through. But we can get even smarter in a second. So here you go. So this is kind of useful software, useful tools. And if I just open this in a new tab, it's definitely not the prettiest green I've just chosen. But you'll just see this come back. So there you go. So this one just says useful tools. What you can do is you can even refer to some of the spun content in here. So this here within these brackets, this is what we refer to as kind of the first bit of spun content. So we could say instead of useful, say useful software or tools for your, and we can do that. And that will just take the first spun bit here and create a simple image for it. And again, I'll just let that generate and that will come through. So this is a quite nice, so useful tools for your side hustle, ? Useful software for your business. So this is quite a nice way to make sure that the words in the body of your message kind of tie up with a picture in here. And there's a few other options. So if you want to add an image, you can do that. And then it'll just add an image inside. Let me just try and find, just opening Unsplash on my other screen a second. Seem to have found a picture of a little monkey, but let's do it. Here you go. So if you add an image in, it can present it like that. Or if you've got a particular brand or logo, can have it as a background image. You kind of do an overlay, kind of fade that into the background. So you've kind of got some of your branding in there. And again, so it's fairly basic. You can add things like a second line if you want to. And again, some of these other fields are quite specific to the tool that you're exporting to. If I wanted to export just these 30 posts, I would come to the results. Once it's generated, just click download, and that will give me my CSV file. Okay, so what I'll do is I'll show you some of the inspiration stuff before I dive into some of these variables. So sometimes it's not always the easiest to come up with a post idea, especially if you're not a smart marketer like myself. So inspiration helps us along the way, and there's a couple of changes for these that's coming in the next couple of days. I am working on those at the moment. But if I type in, for example, the PostMaker website, inspired, what this does is this will go and fetch content from this page, and it will just give me some content ideas or pull out things that I could potentially turn into a post. And these things are the sorts of things that I'm looking to get a lot smarter. I just sneaked a peek at somebody asking about OpenAI. There are things coming. So here, if I hover over, it's giving kind of some suggestions of where I could add some syntax variation. So I could simply kind of click add as a variation. And here we go. So this is kind of a starter for me to start building up a social media post. We have all posts. So because I've already got some brands and content within here, I can kind of reuse those quite easily. I just add that into my existing campaign. So if you're an agency or have multiple brands that you're working with, you end up building a nice structure for a post. You can just kind of reuse some of that. RSS, I think I'd need to come back with that one. That's kind of the main area that I'm working at the moment. And that's where if you've got an RSS feed, we'll be pulling out content from any of those pages that you've got, and then creating a campaign automatically for people. Ideas is just a big long list of sample type ideas. So let me show you the secrets of blah. So these are some of the ones you kind of get from the cheat sheets of good ways to get ideas and engagement. So you can kind of just click one of these and get started. And then AI, the thing that everybody loves at the moment, is there is some AI in here. So we're doing your business campaign. So the topic can be tools to get more sales. People love that. Target audiences can be, I can never spell this, I shouldn't have started. Target platform. So we say, okay, we want this for LinkedIn and we want some reactions. So get post ideas. This is definitely in the tuning phase at the moment. But the idea behind this is by kind of giving this form is it helps kind of shape and helps us give kind of a nice way to generate some syntax social media post ideas that you can start using. So it's not done it the best way, but let's go ahead. So it's done one with a few posts and just sort this out a bit. So what have they done? They've just got want to increase sales, check out these top amazing. I have found until we add more of this functionality, ChatGPT, if you ask it to create a syntax social media post, it does quite a good job. So what we've got here, so we've got kind of 34 different posts. I'm just going to disable some of these. That's quite nice as you're testing out the idea. One of the things that you would do if you're building up a campaign is you can easily create thousands of posts pretty quickly, and they're all going to be similar. So what you would probably do is end up creating quite a few different posts, and you can even say, okay, only generate me 10 out of these. So even though it might be telling you and screaming at you, saying, okay, you're going to create 10,000 posts here, you can say, okay, great, they'll all be unique, but I only actually want 10 of these because I only want content for the next year or so. So what I'm going to show you now is the variables. And this is where we can take some of this content and kind of save it to reuse later. So what we're going to do is we'll have a look at different types of software. So instead of, let's just go ahead and type some more in here. So CRM, sales, all capitals, marketing. Okay. So I can decide that actually this list is something I might want to reuse, and I want to make it kind of easy to manage these. So if I click on this here, I can call this different software. And it's changed now. So this is now something called different software. This is now a variable in our post. And you can see it over here. It's in pink because it says we're using this in our post. So if I click generate now, everything will be exactly as it is before. but we now have in this variables this list of things. So if I come into, I'm going to really struggle with software, which is bad. I'm just going to type in what comes to my head. Image generation, text to speech, whatever. So now I've got a bigger list. So if I come back to here, you can see we're now up to 42 posts. So this is just a nice way to be able to reuse some of that content. So if I had a different post, so let's choose this other one that ChatGPT came along. So check out these tools, blah, blah, blah. Okay, so let's use this. So from different software to, and this is where we've got another cool bit of functionality. We can reuse the same variable in there twice. By putting an asterisk, we can say, okay, don't have two the same. So don't say CRM and CRM. But this example would give us 147 different posts. So we're just going to generate. So here you go. So there's going to be a lot of these. So yeah, from spreadsheets to sales, we've got you covered. From image generation to sales, from text to speech to spreadsheet, blah, blah, blah. So it's quite a nice way if you've got something like, I don't pick on Albert, but download Silo with all the different types of products that you've got that you could potentially have. You can, if you've got a list of 10 products, you can get 100 social media posts out of it, or 90 if it's not going to do duplicates, whatever. So it's quite a nice way to kind of scale some of those things up. I've used this before when doing some kind of test social media posts, is saying, hey, which book do you prefer? Do you prefer this business book or this chick flick book, or whatever? And it's kind of a nice way to be able to get ask different questions or get people to compare stuff or things like that. And again, you can have as many different variables as you want in here. You can even use a variable in here. So if I do different software down here, make sure that we've got hashtag, and we'll say, okay, between 1 and 5, just make sure we've had a look, is that will turn each one of those into, a hashtag for you. So you could just have a variable that just has all of your marketing hashtags for a particular brand, and you can just paste that in each time and make sure that you've got all your hashtags, and you can still add your own if it's for a particular campaign. You can also use those within kind of links, media URL, and the idea behind this is that you can reuse the bits of this content that you like time and time again for different requirements. Going back to the variables, there are different ones that you can use. So if you're copying and pasting a list of things, we have some in there. CSV table is where it can get more interesting. So what you can do is there may be bits of data that must stay together in your post. So if we're talking about a particular product that has a particular price, then you don't want to kind of randomize the product and randomize the price. Otherwise people might find things that are crazy expensive or crazy cheap. So if we do product and price, we'll just keep it very simple at product and price. So if we say, I'm just going to choose shoes and 60, and I'm going to choose car at 50,000. Let's just do $50, 50K, and let's do some cola. No idea how much cola is, but about $2. Here we go. So we've got 3 different products here. So we'll just go products list. Cool. We can see down here that we've got our table of how much the shoes are, car. So I'm going to go ahead and just head back into my brand for download silo. And I'm just going to stick it in this your business one for now. I'm going to disable these off. And so what we can do is, there's a slightly different way we do this for when we've got a CSV list, but we say, okay, this is our product list. So now we can say, are you in the market mood to, let's go, buy, purchase A. And when I changed if you look down here, when I changed the product list, there's 2 more things that come up. One is the product and one is the price. And these are the headers from our CSV table. So are you in the market or mood to purchase a product? And then we can say, check out our website. It's just, and then we can put the price. And then we can do the call to action, whatever is today, now, or you, whatever. Cool. So when we go to generate this, we can guarantee that the right product will be with the right price. So cola, $2, shoes, 60. We should have a car, 50K. So yeah, so this is a nice way if you're doing something like affiliate marketing, where you might even have a particular link that's going with a product. So let's go ahead and just, I was going to add a quick link into these. Let's go for link, and it's going to do HTTPS demo. Let's do one for car. Cola. Cool, and just check that's all in there fine. Okay, so if I come back to my thing here, so we've got link down here, so we could just choose type in link there. So when we generate, oh, okay, I need to fix that. But that should be using the, okay, it might be just because I've not got a capital. So there you go. So the car has got the right car link, blah, blah, blah. So yeah, this is where we want to tie content up together. The schedule tab is something, so if the CSV that you're exporting allows you to kind of put a schedule alongside, we use something called cron tags. So we allow people to a cron expression. So again, I'm not sure if people are familiar with this, but let's just kind of enable these. What we can say using the cron tag is, let me just get a demo one in. It will shout to me if I get this wrong. So these allow you to be quite specific of when this content goes out. So we could say, okay, for the Your Business campaign, we only want it to go out at 6 p.m. on a Monday. So here, because we've said Monday, this will only go out 6 p.m. on a Monday. We could say, actually, we want this to go out on a Monday and a Wednesday. So now this will add Monday and Wednesday to our posts. You can say, okay, we want it to go out at 6 o'clock and at 8 o'clock. So this is nothing that I've invented. This is a cron expression. There's a very useful link here. but you can get really quite fine-tuned. So instead of it being exactly on the hour, you can say, okay, 4 minutes past on the hour. These other ones here, you can even specify down to, I think, a particular month. So here you can see this is we'll only do this in April. So you can see it's done it up to 2023, and it's gone to 2024, and then it would just go on to years and years and years for that. So this is a quite nice way. If you've got a particular campaign, you say, okay, we want this to go out at 3 o'clock on a Thursday. You would just put in the cron expression and away you'd go. Cool. So the last thing that I can show you in here is the images. This is fairly basic, I'll be honest, but it can give a bit of functionality. So here, what we can do is just create a basic image, and these just download to your computer. So if you're using something like an image hosting provider, you can do that. You can upload those. But so if we go to my products, actually, let's just use a different software. So we can do the annotate, do some text. Let's make this. Let's just make this white and a bit larger. And we can say, do you use, and then we can put content. Cool. And then what it will do is for each one of the variables that we had in this, and for each one of these images, it will create us a picture. Let's see if it's going to play ball with me. I actually think that one's going to play ball with me. Okay, I will need to check on that one. But basically, it will give you a zip file for every variable that you've got, and for every image that you want, it can generate a picture for you. So you can kind of use those to randomize alongside your social media posts. All posts just shows you everything that you've created before. And you kind of skip into the particular campaign. So if I go into the paw prints, which is an example of one that I created before, so pet-friendly places. So here's an example. So attention to all pet, puppy or dog owners. A list of local businesses. I've even put some emojis in Spintax, and this one's creating 5,400 different posts. And then so there's a example of an image there. So here with this little campaign, you can see I've restricted some of these, but there's like over 200 posts that I could kind of scale up from what I did before. So I was just going to wrap things up there. Hopefully you've got the idea of where PostMaker is kind of designed to help take an idea and really scale it up. So I know that AI is wonderful and great, but people might need to go and create hundreds of those to be able to create their social media posts. The idea with this is you kind of create something that you like in the way that you kind of feel suits your brand. Use Spintax to kind of help scale that up and get that scheduling. Perfect. So, and I hand back over to you, Albert.
Okay, thank you, Phil. So before we actually go to the question and answer, I think there are some questions that is actually commonly asked. So when you say AI in your context, PostMaker, so it's not what we understand is a common ChatGPT kind of things, right? So it's a different kind of AI.
That's correct. So in the inspiration at the moment, so that is using ChatGPT at the moment. Yes.
Mm-hmm.
So it's all going to be about tailoring that brand. And what this is doing is when you kind of fill in this form, it's actually using information that you've created for your brand. So where here we've added kind of a description who this brand is, what the brand name is. It's kind of using all that sort of information to kind of help share the story and what you're trying to build. So the idea is that, somebody else just using ChatGPT, if they're typing in a massive prompt, is we're trying to kind of tailor that, using this kind of simplified form.
Okay. Do you have any intention, to actually what they call use a OpenAI API, to connect to this ChatGPT?
So do you mean open it up for other people to be able to do, or?
Yes.
Yeah, so I can certainly look at that functionality. At the moment, this is just using my chat or the PostMaker Chat API key to do this stuff, but potentially we could open that up to somebody else. I've actually got access to the ChatGPT 4, but I've not enabled it yet.
Okay. So let's. Okay, there are so many questions being asked. Are you ready to answer or no?
I think I'll have a sip of water and then I'll be ready to answer.
Yeah. Okay. Good. Let me. Okay, so Charles Joe said that Facebook. Yeah, there is some issue on this for people in certain countries. No, so the video is keep on crashing. So I believe it's a Facebook issue where the CDN is not working very well. Okay, let's hide this. Okay, question by David. Could you elaborate on the use case for personalized gift online shop?
Oh, okay. So using a personalized gift online. So, should I know very quickly? So, gifts for you, because I'm inventive with my naming. Create a campaign which is just for you or whatever. Okay. So we could say, looking for a special. See, this is why kind of gift, present, token of appreciation for your loved one, friends, family, brother. You could list everybody in the family, for example. Other, whatever. So there you've got 15 different post ideas to get this kind of first thing going, and they're not going to buy software, but we could say we have our personalized gift is some CRM software, but here you go. So you go, we have whatever the gift would be, and then you could have lots of different callers today. Click for more. So this is kind of just one very basic idea. So we're gonna, it will look rubbish because we're telling people to buy our loved one's software. So there you go. Yeah, looking for a special gift for your brother. We have whatever, call us today, special present. And then obviously instead of looking for, you can come up with some different ideas. There is, I'm not sure how good this will work, a synonym finder. So let's see if this behaves itself for me. Oh, there you go. So we can put so we can click a few of these and just saying, I'm not sure how good are these for here. So instead of looking for, add some different ones in here. Looking for, paste that in. Cool. So now we're up to 630 posts. just by kind of adding this. So I'm not sure if that answers your question, but yeah, and then there's obviously variations of this, or you can go into kind of a campaign for specific details or a particular event coming up. Yeah, you can scale it up like that.
Okay, so I believe this actually answered the question, but I'm not too sure David will understand that. Okay, never mind. Before we go to the next question, let me post up this link. Guys, this link is actually the giveaway participation form. As usual, please click that link and go to the form and fill up the information and you get your name registered. Okay, let me go to the live chat. Okay, these are the question that I have asked, OpenAI key, so.
Okay.
What about image generation, is there any plan, Saravanan was asking.
That's something that I'm, planning to put on the roadmap. Very early days, but it will be appearing on the roadmap, yes.
So Iran's Sue was asking this question. I mean, a bit long, this question, but I think it's about the same question,
Yeah, let's just have a look, see if I can find the rest of it in the, oh, there we go. See if I can find it, okay. Yeah, so creating images is something that I'm going to have a look at. The reason that I did the dynamic images was because I'm not posting to social media, or PostMaker isn't posting to social media itself. They need to be publicly available URLs. So the reason that the ones that you can generate at the moment are quite simple is because all of that information is just held in a URL for it to be able to build it dynamically. So yeah, being able to do some of the AI stuff is something I'll have a look at. It may fall down because of we may need to host those images. And obviously, being able to create hundreds of thousands of social media posts might mean creating hundreds of thousands of images, which might be a pickle to store.
Yeah, that could be a problem.
Yes,
Okay.
yeah. So
let's move to the next question. Can we export a CSV to a Publer? Publer is actually the scheduler.
yes, so that's on the list. There's a whole list of them on the PostMaker website, but that is on there. I don't have to slowly scroll up to see if people can see other ones. There we go.
This I don't
That's
understand.
correct. Yeah, I think those numbers are accidental, but yeah. So it's alongside a scheduling tool. So it's all about creating the content. With all the stuff that's gone on recently with Twitter and their API access, I'm quite thankful. I don't schedule myself, but what's quite nice is I don't need to make any changes with this. So if there's another tool that comes along, that does add I know, for example, Publer has removed their Twitter for lifetime deal people. The nice thing about here is we could just come along and say we've written this for a particular scheduler. We could just come along and say, oh, actually, we want this to be for 1UP now. And it will just do exactly the same. It will just have the right fields for 1UP. So you can move between schedulers quite easy here.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Okay. Lawrence was asking whether can it do something like Roboli, I mean, yeah. Do you know Roboli, Phil?
I'm not familiar with Roboli.
Yeah, they it's like automation, to.
So yeah, I can have a look and see see what ideas might be able to borrow from that one.
Okay, let's move to the Danny's question. Doesn't know.
It just looks like a nice thing to read.
Okay, David is asking again, how friendly is for foreign languages, Spanish especially?
So we've had users in lots of different languages. I know for certain German, French. It doesn't matter really what language it's in. There's nothing that changes with any of the syntax or anything like that. So there are no issues. If there is any challenges, then let me know and I'll get it fixed up. But there's no reason it doesn't work in different languages.
Okay. So can we produce a carousel post?
So being able to produce carousels depends on the scheduler that we're importing or we're exporting for. I can't remember which one it is, but one of them allows you to do 5 or 6 different images that you export. So it depends on them. If they support it through their CSV, then we'll support it with our export. That's the kind of way that I work with these things.
Okay. Next question from Iransua. Okay, can we change the background dynamically?
You should be able to. Let me have a look. This is definitely one of those ones that I'll have a look and it will break. So I've still got my unsplash screen, so let me just go ahead and grab another one. So this may break what it looks like here, but that should cycle through them. But yeah, I'll double check that. But the idea is every field is or will allow kind of the dynamic spinning through. So if it's not in there, it'll be on the roadmap very shortly.
Okay, thank you. Okay, Ray was using social monials. Social monials are quite different, I believe.
So yeah, social monials, I forget which ones we've got on there, but I'm pretty sure. Yeah, we support social monials. Yep. So yeah.
Can you share the details of a popping campaign as any other sample so we can follow for our campaign?
So yeah, so I can.
Template, I believe it's template or what?
Yeah, so when you first create a brand or a campaign, there are some sample ones, but I might kind of do a more fully featured one to kind of help get people along the way. But yeah, when you first add a brand, it gives you a sample to get started with, so you've got some ideas.
Okay, that would be great. Next question, can we export to Google Sheet? Auto export?
It doesn't do any auto export at the moment. There are 2 places that we had Google Sheets integration. I had to remove it just while I made some other changes. So yeah, that is something I want to do, is be able to export to Google Sheets. The other place that we did have it was when you add a variable. So there was a Google Sheets functionality here. So instead of kind of maintaining a CSV table in here, you could just choose a existing Google Sheets sheet and then automatically pull in variable information from there.
Okay. I think we have answered most of the question. Oh, the last question. What about special day? What do you mean by special day? I don't understand.
I'm not quite sure.
Phil, do you understand? Or Rahul, can you just explain a little bit?
One of the things that I'm not sure where, until he comes to speak. One of the things that we can do as well is you can actually, using an API, so if you're using Zapier or Pabbly or something, you can request a post from a campaign kind of through a webhook. So you can integrate PostMaker like that into some other processes, which can be kind of a way to do some level of automation. Halloween, Christmas. So I think in terms of building up a campaign for special days is you would just need to build a campaign around that. There isn't anything specific that we do. The only thing that we can do, and I need to just check how that's functioning at the moment, is when you're setting up a schedule, you can put a start and an end date. So you can put an end date in there, which could be Christmas, and then there's a special variable which you can say how many days until that is. So for every post it generates, it will say kind of 20 days until blah. So it's quite nice if you've got something like a campaign or a specific event, you can kind of have a countdown to that.
Okay, understand. Okay, this the question by Charles. Okay, I mean, you have been in AppSumo in 2021, if I'm not wrong, and
what's the difference? So it's evolved a lot, kind of the back end and core functionality. I might need to pick up with Charles and find out. It might just be checking which version it is that you've got access. I don't know whether it's cached a version from before. But there's even a slight change to the UI that's going to be coming out in the next couple of days with the RSS functionality coming in.
Okay, good. Okay, Asif Ryan asking, isn't it just an extension version of Roboli? I mean, these are two different products, Roboli.
Cool. Yeah, so I'm not that familiar, but I can have a look at that.
Okay, I think we have answered most of the question unless I miss out some of them. So guys, if you have any other question or we have not answered any question, please type it in the chat again so that we can answer that, or else we have to go into the giveaway. Okay, this just came in.
Yep, I think that's going back to the AppSumo deal. No, every lifetime person's got exactly the same functionality. There's nothing missing. Yeah.
Don't worry, there's nothing missing.
No.
Okay, so guys, if there's no further question or you have any other question, you can always ask later, in the post. So today we have 5 prizes to be won. 3 prizes for the basic plan. Let me check what are the prizes. So 3 prizes for Plan A and 2 prizes for Plan B. So the difference is actually the users. The first Plan A is 1 user, and Plan B is 5 users. So there's a difference.
Yeah. And the number of brands that you can create as well between the two of them. It should be,
Okay. Yeah, let me get the names of the person. While Phil, you can actually talk about anything with the audience while I'm doing the.
Yeah. So I've just seen another question come in, which is kind of around the GUI, the UI. Yes, I am still working on it. That's definitely something that people have mentioned throughout. There's a lot of power in PostMaker. A lot of it kind of comes from understanding how it all fits together and how it works. So trying to make it easy as possible to create this content is high on my agenda. And also, making it smarter as well. So creating the main content screen. Trying to make this a bit easier to figure out kind of how to piece the bits together. yeah, it's definitely on the agenda. In terms of kind of AI, where we can kind of look to add some stuff to make things useful for people, is obviously we've got it in here to help people get started. The other place that I am looking to add it is, when you're adding a variable. So if you go ahead and kind of start adding some items in here, there'll be a button to kind of help people, help come up with suggestions for other items that you can add.
Okay, so any more question before we actually spin the wheel? Okay, this is by David.
There's room for automation using Public Connect for the output. So yeah, that's been able to do something smarter with the output than a CSV is again something on the roadmap. Whether that's sending a webhook or something. I've not quite decided how I can best do that because it does depend on what those schedulers are. Some of them may end up with an API that we can just kind of push straight into. I think some of them do support kind of RSS to import their content. So it might be a kind of per scheduler way that I support different ways to get the content in as easy as possible.
Okay, thanks for your answer. Okay, guys, let me put up I will hide this your share screen field.
Yep.
Let me show my screen. Okay, this is the one. Hold on. Yeah. Okay, guys, can you see that? I believe everybody can see that. Okay, we have 25 names, 25 participants. Let me check any other repeated name, because sometimes people double entry. Okay, I think we have no double name. Let's shuffle, and we will choose 3 prices by computer. Plan A, $49. Okay, let's go. First winner will be here. Jadip
Good luck, everyone.
Jadip. So Jadip, are you going to claim your prize? We have to make sure people are here to claim the prize, or else everybody put their name and go home.
Cool. I could just see a couple of people saying their name's not there. I don't know if that makes...
Okay, your name not there means you do not participate, so you have to participate. Okay, Jadip Haria, are you there? Because sometimes, he's here. Jadip, congratulations, you won the Plan A. So who says names are not there? Let me check. Ashif Ryan. Maybe I can just add your name. Ashif and Rahul, So guys, you have to participate by clicking the form, So let me add you in. The other one is Ashif. Okay. Let's shuffle again. Sort out the name. Okay, let's spin second time for the second winner. Anush Kale. Are you there, Anush? Let me check. Can somebody ping him? Or talk to him? Anush? K means Kale, I believe. You're not here, we have to spin again, until we get the winner. No? Calling one? Calling to Anush Kale.
Not there.
Yeah, I mean we have to speak it, you know. Sorry, Anush, we have to spin another time. Let's remove your name. Okay, Chaitanya, you say your name not there. Most probably when we put up the link of the participation form, you are not there to participate. So anyhow, I will just add your name. Guys, sometimes I know that you guys are busy, everybody is busy, but please play fair. Don't put your name and go away. Or don't put your or do not what they call participate and just come in when the wheel is spin and say that your name are not there. So okay, let me spin the second time. This is the second winner. Anush is not there, so let me spin the second time. Oh, who is winning? Danny Makapo. Danny, please type your name in the.
Cool. I can see they just said, "Oh yeah," a few seconds ago.
Danny, that's
There we
me.
go.
I asked you to type your name, always. I think everybody's name is the most important name to you. So, yeah. Okay, thank you, Danny. Let's spin the third time. Remove your name. Let's spin again. Michael. Sorry, I do not know how to pronounce this name. But I know how to pronounce Michael. Michael, are you there? Phil, do you know how to pronounce this name? Aptimio.
I wouldn't even try and attempt that one, unfortunately. Yeah,
Oh,
I can see it. I'm here.
everybody can say I'm here, but let me check whether is it the real him.
Yeah, I don't think it's accepted the permission thing, but we shall see.
No, because he don't give permission to yeah in the Facebook. Yes, yeah, that's you. Okay, congratulations. Let's remove your name. Okay. Okay, we have 3 prizes that have been won. Plan A. So now we are going to do 2 prizes for Plan B. Let's move. Okay, somebody asked to purchase link.
Congratulations.
You can buy this link, So there is 10% coupon right now at the Pitch Ground. Use this coupon to get another 10%. Asif Ryan,
Nice.
are you there, Asif? Asif.
Yeah, I think that's one of the
Where
ones
are
you
you?
added fairly recently.
Asif Ryan. I think he's from India or Bangladesh, if I'm not wrong. Asif.
Cool.
Okay, congratulations, Asif. So you have won a Plan B.
Nice.
Let me spin the last winner. Last winner is coming. Let's go. Ooh, Iran Soa. From Madagascar, Africa. Iran Soa, are you there? to claim your price.
Ooh,
Not there.
can't see anything coming through. Oh wait, oh no.
Yeah, he's there. I saw his name.
Okay.
Congratulations, Iransua. Let's remove
Oh,
your
nice.
name. Okay, let's look at who are the winner. So we have Jadip Haria, Anush, sorry, you are not here to claim your prize. Danny and Michael and Asif, Ryan and Iransua. Congratulations. We have to make an announcement in a day or two. Then we'll tell you how to claim the prize. So before we actually close, let me say something about this PostMaker. Let me stop sharing the screen. Okay, so guys, thank you for coming, and we have actually come to the end of this Facebook Live session with a few, and I'm happy that few have actually explained quite a bit in detail, and I believe
Yeah.
some of you might also be confused on how to actually use it. So if you still have any question, please feel free to give a what they call write it in the chat, so that Phil can actually help to answer, or maybe send him a support ticket, so that he can actually answer that. So I would like to say a big thank you to the participants, who are here, even though some of you might come in late, so hopefully next time you can come in early. And before we end, I would like to say thanks to Phil again, so for sponsoring the prize and also take your time, to come into our live session. And Phil, do you have anything to say before we actually say goodbye to the audience?
No, I just want to echo and say thank you to everybody for turning up and listening to PostMaker. Yeah, and thank you so much, Albert, for having me and letting me kind of talk about it. Yeah, it's one of those tools that's definitely a tool from passion. So if people like stuff, want stuff changing, then yeah, talk to me. I want to be open and transparent with building it. So yeah, let's make it a product that's useful for everyone. And congratulations to everyone that's stayed along and also won a license.
Yeah. Before we say goodbye, I actually sincerely hope that Phil give some thought about to integrate ChatGPT in the PostMaker. Because I mean ChatGPT is everywhere. So everybody is asking for it because I mean, if you don't do that, maybe you might have missed out something. A lot of
Yes.
people will start questioning, somebody is actually doing that, that kind of thing. Okay, guys, let's say goodbye, and we'll see you again in the next session. And in the meantime, if you didn't win this giveaway in Facebook Live, we still have another 5 prizes in the Facebook post comment. So go to our group to search for the post, and you can actually comment, and actually hopefully you will win. Okay, guys, thank you, and see you again. Bye bye.
Cool. Thanks, everyone. Take care. Bye.
Bye.